Station, this is a View. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear.
This is a View.
Listen, I always say it's just
Copy that.
from Africa, okay? Look at the boots. Look over there. There's Africa. And they were rolling over, say, yeah. Come back, and they look like me.
Here we go. A few seconds. We'll be talking to you.
What's wrong with everything being politically correct all the time? We're not a nation of puppets.
Okay, so it's about 8 months since astronaut Scott Kelly and cosmonaut Mikhail Kononenko, I think, blasted to the International Space Station on a year-long mission. So we're going to check in with them right now, live from 250 miles above the Earth. Commander Scott Kelly and flight engineer Mikhail Kononenko. Okay, hi guys. So you guys, you're over
Hi, and
this.
welcome aboard the.
We're floating. Space station? Welcome aboard the space station. We have a little bit of a delay.
There is a little bit of delay, and what I was going to say is good morning and welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Ooh, thank you. So you guys are in space. So this is, I'm told, going to be the longest expedition that any astronaut has ever taken. What are you working on? What's going on up there? Has anybody tapped on the window and said, hey, we're here?
Well, actually, two of us, Kjell Lindgren, the other American astronaut up here, and I were outside the space station on Friday, but we didn't get anywhere close to the windows to tap on them and look inside. But we're doing a lot of experiments up here. We got 400 different experiments throughout the year I'm here in all different types of scientific disciplines. So we have a lot of stuff going on.
Mikhail, tell us about your daily routine. What is it like up there?
Расскажите, пожалуйста, о своем распорядке дня. Как проходит ваш день?
Примерно как в армии. Подъем в 6 утра.
Just like in the military, we get up at 6 a.m., then we have pause sleep, we have the morning daily planning conference, and then we start working, and then we hold the evening DPC, daily planning conference, and after that, we can continue doing what we were doing during the whole day.
You have a beautiful voice, by the way.
I want my mic to float in the air like that. Scott, what do you do for fun up there other than drop the mic that never drops?
Well, we're pretty busy, but we do have some downtime. Obviously, you need that to kind of refresh your battery and recharge. But we watch movies, we look out the window, take pictures of the Earth, we read. We have the capability to talk to folks on the ground with a kind of a voice over IP telephone and email and stuff like that. So we got some stuff to do.
Okay, so we also know that in space you're weightless. We can see, and this is awesome. Can you demonstrate a few twists and turns for us, please? That is a dream. That's a dream.
This is awesome. I would like to be weightless, wouldn't you? Yes.
It's a whole other conversation.
My goodness, you guys, thank you so much. We're so honored that you took our call. We are praying for you, making sure that everything goes well, and keep us safe and keep watch on us. And if you see anybody floating past, tell them we'd love to meet them. Thank you so much. And we will be right back with more Hot Topics.
And you'll be the first person we call.
Fires back over allegations he lied about.
Gentlemen, and good luck.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the View portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from ITV News.
Station, this is ITV News at 10. How do you hear me?
We have you loud and clear. Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Scott and Mikhail, thank you very much indeed for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Obviously, part of the reason you've been up in space there a very long time, part of the reason, as I understand it, for your mission is to assess the impact on you. What do you think at this point we are learning?
Well, my assumption is we're learning a lot, but a lot of the data we collect is analyzed on the ground over a long period of time. But my hope is the results of that will allow us to understand better than the negative effects of being in this microgravity environment. How do we mitigate those effects, particularly with regards to the impact on our bones, our muscles, our vision, the effects of radiation on our at a genetic level. So the jury's still out, but I'm hopeful that we're going to learn a lot, and it's going to help us get to Mars someday.
Can I ask both of you, if you were talking to a young boy or girl in America or Russia or indeed anywhere in the world, and they were asking you to look forward 20 or 30 years into the future of space exploration, what picture would you paint to them of where you think we'll be?
Из вас, если бы вы говорили с маленьким мальчиком или девочкой о том, каким будет исследование космоса через 20-30 лет, как бы вы им объяснили, что будет происходить через это время?
Ну, наверное, я бы рассказал о том, что
Probably I would tell them that our next step in space exploration is the exploration of the solar system, it's the moon, it's Mars, and the mankind will definitely continue their space exploration endeavors. We don't have any other way but to continue exploring.
20 to 30 years from now, we will have had people on Mars. I'd personally like to also see a base on the moon. I still think there's a lot of value in going to the moon and having, there's a lot of science that can be conducted there. But, our ultimate long-term goal right now is Mars, and I'd like to see that happen, and I think it will.
It's been fascinating watching what we've learned about Mars. This is a very simplistic question, but at this point, do you feel confident there is significant life somewhere else in the universe?
I think statistically, it's probably very likely. I mean, if you consider the number of stars in the universe and the number of potential planets orbiting those stars in this habitable zone, a distance away from the star that would potentially support life, I think it's very, very likely. My understanding is there are more stars in our universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches and deserts on Earth. So when we look out the window here and see how much sand there is out there, that's a lot of stars to consider.
Mikhail, none of us really imagine life not being on Earth. You're up there, you're not on Earth, you're looking back. Do you look at us with longing, or are you perfectly happy up there?
Михаил, вопрос к вам. Нам даже сложно представить, какой была бы наша жизнь, если мы жили не на Земле. Вот вы сейчас живете вне Земли. Вот когда вы смотрите на Землю, вы скучаете или какие чувства вы испытываете?
Конечно, я скучаю.
Of course, I'm longing. It's a normal feeling for a human being who is not on Earth. Even when we're on Earth, when we go somewhere on a business trip, we miss home. Here, even though we can see the Earth all the time, we cannot touch it. So to say, we don't have grass, we don't have rain, we don't have forests, we don't have trees. So of course we miss the Earth. It is a very usual feeling for a normal person.
Scott, we've got the climate change talks coming up very soon in Paris. I'm sure you'll be aware of those. What do you feel when you look back down on Earth? You long to be here as well, or you're perfectly happy up there? You've been there a very long time.
You know, there's one of the cosmonauts that was recently up here, Gennady Padalka, says when he's on Earth, he longs to be in space, and when he's in space, he longs to be on Earth. And, you know, I have a little bit of sense for that right now. You know, we've been up here a little over 7 months with, you know, like almost 5 months to go. And there's, you know, although I appreciate this experience and it's a privilege, I do, you know, look forward to returning to Earth and everything Earth has to offer. You know, it is a very beautiful planet. You did mention the climate change stuff. There is, you know, evidence of that, you know, evidence of, you know, people's presence on Earth and what it does to the atmosphere from here. So, you know, you do have a little bit of different perspective on that, and, you know, the fact that we need to do things to protect our planet.
Mikhail, a lot of cosmonauts whose interviews I've read over the years have said that their period in space did change them, sometimes in quite a fundamental way, change their perspective. Would you say that's true of you?
Михаил, вопрос к вам. Я читал очень много интервью космонавтов, и они говорили о том, что время, которое они провели на станции, изменило их отношение к жизни, изменило их взгляд на жизнь. То есть можно ли сказать, что у вас происходит то же самое?
Да, безусловно, можно сказать.
Yes, of course, I believe it's true. First of all, my perspective and my attitude towards the Earth has changed. I know that a lot of cosmonauts and astronauts have talked about it. It is our home, and of course, while you're on the station, you definitely understand that, and you understand that we have to take care of our Earth, our home, and we see that there are cases of absolutely unreasonable use of resources of our Earth, so I believe this must change.
Scott, one of our viewers, we asked our viewers to send in some questions today, and one of them suggested that I ask you, when you get back home to planet Earth, strange thing to say, when you get home to planet Earth and there are no cameras on you, what's the first thing you'll do?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, we land in Kazakhstan, and when we land, there's a bunch of people there to support us. They take us immediately to a tent. When that's, I guess, the first time there won't be cameras on us, and you know, that's when we get out of our spacesuits. So I guess the first thing I'll do when the cameras are off me is take my spacesuit off.
Will that be a relief finally after all this time? I imagine it will.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like I said earlier, this is a you know, a privilege, a incredible experience. But there are many things you miss on Earth. You know, the outside, the breeze, the sun on your face. You know, human contact. That is, you know, the people that you care for on Earth. You certainly miss them and being around them. So Earth is a great place, great planet, and has a lot to offer. And I really look forward to going back there someday, as does Misha.
Can I ask both of you what you miss most? You talked about some of the things you miss on Earth there. What do you both individually, maybe Mikhail, you could go first. What do you both miss about Earth?
Михаил, хотел бы спросить вас и Скотта, и вас в первую очередь, почему вы больше всего скучаете на станции?
Ну, я повторюсь, я скучаю по
I would like to repeat it once again. I miss our Earth. You can not even compare it with missing your home. I miss the Earth in general. Probably you can have this feeling only here on board the station. I miss forests, I miss water, I miss rivers. I miss water that flows and not. I miss thunderstorms, winter, and so on. I miss the Earth. I miss grass.
Yeah, and for me, it's definitely the human contact. Although we're great friends, colleagues, we have a great relationship up here. You definitely miss the people that are important in your life on Earth. After that, I would say going outside and the weather, like I talked about, but also the freedom, freedom to do a larger variety of things, to do stuff on your own schedule, to leave the place you're at. You definitely being up here for a really long time, appreciate the freedom that many of us on Earth have the privilege of.
Scott, maybe I could just ask you finally then. We've got a British colleague coming up there to join you. He said on British television in the last couple of days that the main purpose of his mission was to get young people interested in science, and he felt that if he did that, everything would be worth it. Is that your driving force too?
I don't know if it's the main purpose. The space station serves a lot of functions. The science goals of this space station, I think, is for me one of the maybe the top priority. It's kind of hard to weigh one against the other, but certainly motivating and educating our children in around the world is something that's very, very important and very critical to to our economies. It's it's a foundation that we need to build upon and improve upon if we're going to sustain economic prosperity for the long term. So yes, that is very important.
Scott Michal, it's very unusual to conduct an interview with a couple of men in space, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us today.